Now, my understanding of the murder, it's in that building over there, I think. So we're gonna go find out in a second here. Obviously, it's a hub of police activity. Yeah, there's a lot of first responder activity here this morning. 9:57 a.m. Sunday morning, and the city is very awake. Well, on my ride today, I am, it kind of got mixed up a little bit. I had a ride planned back to a wooded trail near Martin Grove at Eglinton. I was going to go in and clear some brush with my chainsaw and my handsaw, but it rained really heavy last night in Toronto. So I had my chainsaw loaded up on the bike. I put my my front cage back and my front rack back on my bike. Loaded my chainsaw, loaded my batteries, my bar oil, but like I said, it poured last night, so where I had to do some tree clearing and brush clearing, it's going to be a swamp. So I'm getting out. It's not raining now. It's 9:30 in Toronto on a Sunday. So I'm going to be visiting 2 murder scenes today, and I'm going to go over a little bit about what happened yesterday in Toronto on Saturday with regards to a young boy named Javé Roy. Javé Roy, anyhow, it's very sad. He got shot early Saturday morning in Toronto, up in the Jane and Trethewey area, the west end of Toronto, and he succumbed to his injuries. He was an innocent bystander. He was actually in bed sleeping with his mother, and an errant bullet from a shootout outside his apartment building pierced his window, and it hit him. I don't know where in the body it hit him, but he didn't survive. And on the way up there, I'm going to stop by another murder scene that happened on June 7th, a couple months earlier, to a 15-year-old kid named Jakai Jack. By all accounts, he was an innocent victim as well. He was with a bunch of buddies up there and just hanging out, and then someone went by and shot him. I don't know if they're in a car or whatever, walking on a bike, I don't know. And that person is still at large as well that did that murder. So I'm gonna go to that location first where the 15-year-old got killed, and then to the other location, which are pretty close together. In total, they're about 7 kilometers from my house. But yeah, the city, I'm gonna go over it when I get there. I'm on Emmett Avenue. I'm going currently, it'll be north in a second here, but there's my favorite trail in there. Not going on any trails today, they'd all be swamps. So today, I'm going right up Emmett Avenue to get to the first crime scene. Emmett Avenue has a mixture of rentals and I believe condos. And they've been here for a long time. I would say 50 years. And over the 50 years, there's been countless violent crimes committed in these buildings. Coming up to Jane and Emmett. Turn left, you go north, you turn right, you go south. I'm going south just over 1 or 2 streets. Now, my understanding of Jakai Jack's murder, the 15-year-old kid, my understanding is he got killed on this street here, Pine Hill. Now, I'm not 100% sure on that. It could have been the next street over, but this is a general vicinity. Poor kid, 15 years old, hanging around with a couple buddies, and just standing around, he gets murdered. So this is the first vicinity of that murder, and that's unsolved, and that happened on June 7th. So a little over 2 months ago. And yeah, so now from here to the next more recent murder of an 8-year-old kid is just north on Jane. north on Jane, over the bridge, the train tracks, and the Royale Tissue Factory area. But I'm gonna go there. It's not far, and we'll see what's going on there today. Now you gotta ask yourself a question: why would this person be waiting for so long? Oh man. I'm taking the back roads through off Weston Road. I'm gonna come up behind where the homicide occurred, and I'm gonna show you, give you a little history through this area. Obviously, it's a working class area, always has been. Some of the real estate here is some of the cheapest in the whole city. You can still get a fixer-upper now for about 800 grand. And that's if a bank will give you a mortgage, which apparently in Canada, not too many banks are handing out mortgages. I'm hearing just the CIBC is, then you got to go to a B lender. So times are tough here in Canada. Now this Victoria Boulevard, this is called Victoria Boulevard on a side note here. I wonder if that's got something to do with Victoria, the Victoria Cross, or Queen Victoria. Same thing, I guess, but I gotta look into that. Anyhow. Very old bridges here. The name of this street escapes me right now, but I'll point it out when I get up here. Okay, this is Ray Avenue I was on there, and this is Industry Street. And back in the day, it earned that name because there was a lot more industry on it. Okay, so I'm at Industry Street and Todd Bayless Boulevard, and right over there is 12th Division Police Station. Todd Bayless, when he became a cop, I don't know where he started his career, but it ended at this police division here, 12th Division. Todd Bayless was murdered on duty, in the line of duty, in 1994, and subsequently they named the street leading the 12th Division in his honor. And where I'm going, over to the most recent murder scene of the 8-year-old kid, he was murdered in one of those buildings over there as well. So a couple years back, a lot of action around here. A couple years back, there was a gun battle at the end of Todd Bayless Drive here at Black Creek. So my point being is, the proximity of a police station doesn't seem to be a deterrent to these brain dead savages pulling out their illegal firearms and start blasting and killing each other. So life is worth nothing to them, nothing. And that's going to come blatantly obvious when I get to where I'm going in about 5 minutes or less. 12th Division here. Cop will probably pull me over, and that's okay. I have nothing to hide. Now, my understanding of the murder, it's in that building over there, I think. So we're gonna go find out in a second here. Obviously, it's a hub of police activity. I guess they got a call. Yeah, it's like all police divisions in Toronto. They're all busy. They're all fucking busy because, excuse my language, because the city is becoming increasingly more volatile by the minute. This is the crime scene here. This is the building right over here. Yeah, there's a lot of First responder activity here this morning. 9:57 a.m. Sunday morning, and the city is very awake. It's okay. How are you this morning?
Fine. Thank you.
Yeah, you're out for a walk on Sunday?
No, I'm going to church.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. Be safe. You have a nice day.
Okay. All right.
Bye-bye. So my understanding, at 12:30 a.m. on Saturday, there were some, I don't know, some people at this playground here, and there were some other people, I think it must have been up there, and they started shooting, and the errant gunfire went through that window over there. So I don't want to get too close to this cop, but yeah, I think the gunshots are right where that cop is. Man, tough break. Tough break. Okay, so yeah, so I got that a little bit mixed up there. They must have been shooting from over there, from the street area, or somewhere behind the pool, because the gunfire went over here, over that way. So anyhow, okay, so I don't have to spend too much time here. It's a bit of a, I would imagine it's a bit of a sore spot right now for sure, for obvious reasons. So I'm just exiting the property at Martha Eaton Way, and I'm going to stop up here and I'm going to make some closing statements. This street here off Trethewey is a little enclave of some remaining wartime houses that were built for returning service members after World War II. Low income housing, so to speak, back in the late 40s, early 50s. But yeah, so there's not too many of these little wartime houses left in Toronto. They're in pockets throughout the West End and the East End as well. So the murder scene of an 8-year-old kid, an innocent, well, you know, what 8-year-old kid isn't innocent? But he was sleeping in bed in his apartment building with his mother, and he gets killed. So now the savagery and the lack of intellect that would prompt someone to pull out a handgun, an illegal handgun, 100%, more than likely sourced in the US. Legal handguns up in Canada are, like I said in my videos before, are used in less than 1% of crimes committed in Canada that were sourced in Canada, the guns. So anyhow, that's the level that we're dealing with. I know this has been going on in Toronto and in Canada for you know, a long time. I get it, but the catch and release system and the bail system and the excuses that our politicians and our judicial system are making for these individuals committing these violent crimes is putting all our lives at risk. Now you talk to that kid's mother today, if she can even speak, if she hasn't had a nervous breakdown, for obvious reasons. You know, she'll be advocating for harsher penalties for people that do this. Now, I don't know who committed this murder yet. At the time of filming this or videoing this, there hasn't been anyone apprehended for that murder. The police chief, Myron Demkew, said, and I believe one of the detective sergeants said, they're putting all available resources towards it, which is understandable, and that's good. I'm confident they're going to catch the person. Now, the 15-year-old that was killed 2 months ago, like I said, they still haven't caught him. Another innocent kid snuffed out for what? You know? So, you know, I could be riding my bike, not even a target of something. There could be a drive-by shooting, I'm dead. There's a mother and a daughter coming to my left right now. I'm not putting my camera, you know, just out for a Sunday walk. Bang, they could be dead. So, you know, where's this going to end? And when is it going to end? You know, there's something in, I don't know if it's in Canada, but it's in Ontario called restorative justice, where they look at people that have committed violent crimes, and if they're deemed a marginalized community, whether it be Indigenous, whether it be someone of color, someone that came from, you know, a tough upbringing, they reflect that in their sentencing. They reflect that in their charges. I don't know if it's charges, but in their sentencing for sure. So if someone that was deemed, you know, had a good upbringing and you know, had all the necessities of life, and they committed a homicide with someone that didn't, that came from another country, a non-extraditable country, like you know, a lot of people we let in are from countries that we don't have extradition treaties with. But anyhow, when it goes to sentencing for the exact same crime, the person that looks like me could get, you know, 10 years, and the person from another country could get 6 years because it was deemed they didn't have a good upbringing and they experienced PTSD, they experienced hardship growing up. This is ridiculous. There's been a recent case in Toronto. I've touched on a video before. There's been a recent case in Toronto where a young person shot someone, shot or stabbed? No, shot someone at a school, and they were released. They didn't face conviction for the murder because it was deemed self-defense. So a young person carries an illegal handgun around and thinks they're going to get into a street beef with someone that may have a knife, and before that person can get the knife out, or if that person does get the knife out, I take out my illegal pew and I unalive this person, and in court it's deemed self-defense. I'll guarantee you, if I did that, someone looks like me, it wouldn't be self-defense, it'd be second-degree murder, hands down. So that's where this legal system's going. It's two-tiered justice, and I'm not the only one noticing this. It's not a lot of people speak about it. A lot of people do. I'm at the point where I don't care about speaking about it. I'm speaking about it because everywhere I go, I'm on this bike a lot. You watch my channel, and I'm sensing the volatile nature is ramping up. The intensity's ramping up. The tension's ramping up. And I talk to people that take the TTC daily that are close to me, and you know, it's, well, an example. A person I know was on a subway car this week, standing by the door. Now in Toronto, you can't go between cars on the subway. You're not allowed to do that. In other countries and provinces and states, maybe you are. Not too many provinces have subways in Canada. But anyhow, this person comes through. The person I know standing against the door, you're not expecting anyone to come through. Person comes through, opens the door. This person almost falls down because, you know, you're not expecting someone to come through. And it's just that ignorance and that sense of entitlement that is rampant in this country and in this city, and people are getting sick of it, including me. And you know, now there better be some outrage with regards to this 8-year-old boy's murder from that community. Like I said, they haven't caught the person or even identified the person yet, but there's got to be some pushback. There's got to be some pushback because this can't go on. This can't go on. And just in closing here, if it does go on, it's not the police's fault. It's not the cops. I'm not pro-police. I'm really not. But I'm not anti-police either. And they are doing the best they can. It's when liberals that look at the world with rose-colored glasses, everything sunshine and lollipops, releasing these offenders on bail for violent crimes, for carrying illegal handguns, releasing them out on bail, then a month, a day, a week later, they're using another handgun. I'm assuming they're not using the same handgun they got caught with, but who knows. In the commission, they're using it for another violent crime. Every one of these cases, every one of these violent cases in Toronto, people are out on bail for violent crimes, and then they commit violent crimes again. There's no penalty. There's no consequences. So until this changes, politicians have to start being held accountable. I mean, seriously held accountable. I'm not saying anything, you know, with regards to, you know, vigilante justice. Don't get me wrong. They got to be held accountable through the court of law, because this is insanity. But anyhow, if you got any questions or concerns, leave them in my comment section, and I'll get back to you promptly. It's a little overcast today, so no bushwhacking or trail riding today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye.